probably find a better background than this, but this is what we're gonna do. This is gonna be my review of Jade City by Fonda Lee. This was on my top 10 list of books to read for 2021. Jade City is one of the coolest fantasies I've read in a long time. I think I read in the back that she described it as wuxia fantasy, which I think is the term in China for like a kung fu movie. And this is like kung fu and gangsters. Like, it's super cool. So yeah, there's cars, there's cell phones, there's technology, there's drugs, there's two competing mafia families, and they're basically just vying for power over the city and this island. So the island setting is called Janlin, and I liked to imagine that it was Singapore or Hong Kong. Now I've been to Hong Kong, and so it was kind of really cool to be reading this, and I was having flashbacks to my time there, and it was just so much fun. We're following 4 siblings of the No Peak clan. They are all what you call greenbones. Greenbones are people who have this sensitivity to jade, and jade gives them extra abilities. So they gives them extra strength, it gives them extra perception, it gives them extra whatever, it gives them extra. So the greenbones are the people who control the city, and both of the clans have greenbone DNA, I guess, ancestry. There are also people who are called stone eyes. They are the people who do not have the ability. Even though they were born to a greenbone family, they, for some reason, have a recessive gene in which they do not have that power. We are following the 4 siblings of the No Peak clan. It is Lan, who is the leader of the clan. He is what they call the pillar. Then we have Hilo, who is the horn, which is kind of like the second man in command. And then we have their sister Shay, who comes back from an excursion outside of the island. She basically left. Like she left all of her jade. She did not care. She graduated and then said, you know what, see you, I'm gonna go not be part of the clan for a little bit. And now she's returned. So now she's come back into the family, and they're trying to get her to work for them, and she's kind of resisting it. And then we have Andon, who is the youngest, and he's actually adopted. He's not blood relative, but he's basically become relative to them. And he is currently in his last year at the academy, training to become a part of the clan with all of their abilities and learning how to harness the jade. I really liked jade as the sort of magic system. I know I have read a lot of historical Chinese literature, and I have always liked how jade is treated as this precious stone. I really liked that cool interpretation of using jade. There's also this drug called SN1. It basically enhances the ability to use jade. So it actually makes it so people who don't normally have the ability to harness jade power, they can use it. So those stone eyes, they can use it. Non-green bones, they can use it. And so it's become a precious commodity. This was a tough read for me. Tough in that I just really struggled to get into it. I don't know why, I did. This is a book where they do throw you into the action. Everything is explained very nicely. So I don't understand why it took me so long to read this one. It probably took me the whole month to read. Now it's fine to take things a little bit slower, but this one I wanted to read it. I'm wondering if that has to do with the length of the chapters. The chapters were done in such a way that they were either pretty long, like 15 pages, or they were really short, like 2 pages. And I wondered if that sort of just like interrupted the flow. And you did jump from person to person, but I did not feel the push to get back to that other person. I've read multiple POVs before where you read one person's point of view and then the author leaves it on a cliffhanger, and then you get to the next person and you're like, ugh, I want to get back to the other person. And then 2 pages in, you're into that new person, and then you end on a cliffhanger. So basically, you're wanting to keep going and going and going, and I just did not feel that same drive with this one. I absolutely loved the Mafia kind of theme. I don't think I've ever read a book quite like this. I wouldn't have thought that I would have loved a book like this, and yet here it is. I'm quite loving it. Most people will say that their favorite character is maybe Andon. I really liked Shay. Oddly enough, the part where she's going in and she's going through paperwork, at a mine. I found that interesting. Why did I find that interesting? I didn't find it interesting when one of the male clan members was at the Divine Lilac Palace getting pleasured by a woman, but I really liked when Shay was doing paperwork. Like, all in all, like, this was a very good read for me. It was not a 5-star read. I'm sad to say I wanted it to be a 5-star read, and it just wasn't. And I couldn't give it 5 stars because it took me so long to read it. And I'm kind of sad about that. What I really liked was the fluctuating family dynamics, the way that the siblings all interacted with each other, as well as interacting with all of the people that worked within the Mafia family. I really enjoyed that. That was something that was just a complexity that I really gravitated towards. And I don't normally like politically driven books, but because this had the family element, I think that's where it was different. Where in politics, you normally get leaders that aren't particularly related to each other. Maybe that's why I like royalty books too, where the kings and the queens are warring with each other. They're all related. So maybe it's more that I just like family dynamics that get complicated because there's power. That's what I'm going to take from this. I'm also going to take that I miss reading Asian-inspired stuff. I'm going to read more Asian-inspired stuff this year. This was so much fun, and I cannot wait for the next book. Jade Legacy? Jade War? One of those. It's either Jade Legacy or Jade War. I'll put them up in order. It'll be Jade City, and then book 2, and then book 3. So thank you for watching my review. If you like what I do here, like, subscribe, all that jazz. I post every Tuesday at 8 a.m. and we'll see you soon. Bye.